we're going to use AP to quickly stack a tall tower of instances under the control of physics. So let's launch AP. We're going to make sure that we have our red box selected. We're going to come in here and our tool is going to be grow. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that our alignment is set to go up. And let's grow this by 50. This is going to be quite tall, so I'm going to back up a little bit. And let's hit grow. Just like that, we've stacked 50 instances on top. We hit play, and the weight and gravity and everything finally pull the unstable tower down. So this is a fast way to set up something using instances that will then be under the control of physics. Now we're going to use advanced placement to grow us a wall, and then we're going to throw this orange ball at it and knock it down. So let's open our AP launcher. We're going to select the blue box, and we want our tool to be wall. We're going to do 5 by 10. We want it to be a horizontal gap of 0.5 and also vertical gap of 0.5. And we'll click build wall. And that gives us a nice staggered wall. We're now going to select our orange sphere. Our tool is going to go to emit. And what we're going to do is choose our mode to be mouse. I point at my wall, click my mouse, and I throw a ball at it. And it's coming out at the impulse speed set right down here. Now we're going to use advanced placements method of painting instances. So I've got a ball and I've got a ground plane. Let's launch AP. We want to make sure that our ground plane is set to static and mesh. We want to make sure that our orange sphere is set to dynamic and ball. You have to set a collision shape for the instance for this to work. We're then going to go tool, and we're going to come down here to paint, and we're going to provide a gap. So this says gap between our instances will be this. Now we click, our first click has to be on our source object. We'll now get a wireframe preview of the instance, and as I move across the ground, I'm painting instances. Now we're going to use Advanced Placement's grab and nudging abilities, run by physics. So I'm going to launch my AP. Now, primary thing here, I'm not simulating. This is setup. I'm moving things about. So I'm going to come. My ground plane needs to be static and mesh. And now what I'm going to do is multi-select all of my blue balls here and come and set their mass to, let's go mass of 1, make them a little lighter. Let's give the impulse speed, which is how fast things move about, impulse speed of 5. By multi-selecting, I make the one change and it happens everywhere. Everything that I have selected. So what I now want to do is I want to go to grab, And so with grab, I can click on a ball, and this is actually grabbing a hold of it. And so I'm just going to kind of drop it right there. I'll quickly grab these as they try to roll away. So this allows me to actually grab, pull, and it becomes spring loaded, so I can actually kind of toss it into other objects here. So now let's look at nudge. And again, this is going to use that impulse along the mouse ray. So I just click on that. If I were to move over, let's quickly do a grab and keep them from rolling off the table here just immediately. So let me come back in here and use nudge again, and let's shoot them then. So this is a way to position things, but using physics to kind of nudge things around and push things around and grab things around. Okay, advanced placement does have the ability to shatter objects, so it can use that in its physics engine. So let's get this set up. So we've got our ground. We're going to launch our AP. We're going to make sure that our ground is set to static and mesh. We're going to select our blue box. We're going to make sure that it's set to dynamic. Box shape. We want to change this though. We want it to be breakable. So now we're going to go to our Break It tab with the blue box selected. Particle count of 20, so it'll break it into 20 objects. And let's come down here and choose Fracture Selected Object. Give it a second and you see that it's created 20 pieces. We're going to come back to our physics and let's change its mass down to 1. Again, multi-selection. We only have to do the one thing because it applies it to all. Let's select something different and hit play. Boom. Because it is a physics and it's a little bit random, each iteration will be a little bit different. And this is where, when you like what you've got, that's where you can go in for baking. We can also use advanced placement for positioning things on other items using its physics. So I'm going to launch advanced placement. I have my box set to static and box. I'll choose noodle, make sure that she's set to static and mesh. And with tweak, using the mode place, I can just click and position her right on the surface of the box. I can even drag to make sure that I'm positioning her exactly where I want her. By then changing to tweak, I can use my right mouse button to rotate her by moving the mouse left and right, and by moving the mouse up and down, I can change her scale. Okay, let's look at impulse emitting. This is kind of fun. So let's launch our AP, and we're going to make our red box. First thing we need to have is we need to have some speed. So let's give it some speed. And then our alignment, we're going to want to fire up on the Y. So that all looks good. Let's choose the tool of impulse. Let's set emit instances. And all I have to do now is click apply impulse. And I launch I launch a box up into the air. Let's give ourselves a few more frames for this one because this one's kind of fun. So we're going to apply impulse, apply impulse, apply impulse, apply impulse. Now you know they're going to come back down. There we so there we go. And there comes the rest of them. And we fall down. So we're using the red box as a launcher to launch instances. So let's reset this. Let's do something a little different. I'm going to grab the blue box now, and I'm going to say set target. Come back to my red box and hit apply impulse. And so now I shoot the boxes at the blue box. But because the blue box was not static, it got pushed off. So let's reset. Go back to the blue box. Under its physics, let's say instead of dynamic, let's go static. So now we go back to our red box and apply impulse and apply impulse. So I'm now shooting at a static box with instances. And I can actually push my own gun away. Oh goodness. Hope you can have some fun with emitting instances using the impulse tool.